Welcome, everyone. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to face the unknown, to explore a mysterious island where strange things happen and nothing is as it seems? This is the story of five strangers who found themselves stranded on a forgotten island with an ancient curse. Through danger, fear, and sacrifice, they learned the true meaning of survival and friendship. But no matter how scary the journey was, there was always hope for a better tomorrow. Let's dive into their adventure and see how they overcame the darkness that surrounded them. The storm came out of nowhere. One moment, the ocean was calm, and the next, the sky turned black. The wind howled like a wild animal, and huge waves crashed against the ship. The passengers screamed as the ship began to sink. Among them were five strangers: Mia, a survival expert; Alex, a historian; Sarah, a scientist; Daniel, a skeptic; and Sophie, a shy artist. They managed to get into a lifeboat, but the storm was too strong. The waves tossed the boat around like a toy. When the storm finally ended, they found themselves on the shore of a strange island. The island was beautiful, with tall trees and white sand, but something felt wrong. There were no birds, no animals, and no sounds except the wind. As they explored, they found ancient ruins covered in vines. The ruins were covered in strange symbols that glowed faintly in the moonlight. Alex was fascinated. "These symbols? They're from an ancient civilization," he said. "But I've never seen anything like them before." They also found a stone slab with a warning carved into it: "Those who disturb our land will never leave." Daniel laughed. "It's probably just a joke to scare people," he said. But Sophie didn't laugh. She felt like someone was watching them. That night, strange things began to happen. The group heard whispers in the wind, but no one was there. Shadows moved in the trees, and the symbols on the ruins glowed brighter. Sophie woke up screaming. "I saw someone," she said. "It looked like one of us, but it wasn't really them. It was like a shadow." The next morning, things got even stranger. Alex noticed that his watch had stopped working. The sun seemed to move too quickly across the sky. When they went back to the shore, their footprints were gone, as if the island was erasing their presence. "This doesn't make sense," Sarah said, but even she couldn't explain what was happening. Alex spent the day studying the symbols. "This island was home to an ancient civilization," he explained. "They worshipped a powerful being, but they made it angry. The being cursed them, and they disappeared." Mia raised an eyebrow. "So, we're dealing with a curse?" Alex nodded. "It would explain the whispers, the shadows, and the strange things happening to time." As the days passed, the curse began to affect the group. Sophie became more and more afraid. She woke up one morning with no memory of the previous day. Her sketchbook was filled with drawings of the ruins and the symbols, but she didn't remember drawing them. "It's like someone else was controlling me," she said, her hands shaking. The group decided to split up to explore the island. Mia and Alex went deeper into the jungle, where they found a hidden cave. Inside the cave were old artifacts and a journal. The journal belonged to someone who had been on the island before. It described the same strange things they were experiencing and warned about the curse. "We need to find a way to break the curse," Alex said. Meanwhile, Sarah and Daniel found a stone altar deep in the jungle. The altar was covered in glowing symbols. When Sarah touched it, she had a vision. She saw the ancient civilization performing a ritual, but something went wrong. The being they worshipped became angry and cursed them. Sarah stumbled back, her face pale. "We need to perform a counter-ritual," she said. "But it requires a sacrifice. Someone has to give up their memory of the island to weaken the curse." Back at the camp, tensions were high. Sophie had disappeared, and the others found her in a trance. She was muttering in an ancient language. The whispers grew louder, the shadows closer, and the island itself seemed to be closing in around them. "We need to perform the ritual," Alex said. "But we have to decide who will make the sacrifice." The group argued. Daniel didn't believe in the curse. Sarah suggested drawing lots to decide. In the end, Sophie volunteered. "I can't keep living like this," she said. "If this is the only way to break the curse, then I'll do it." They went back to the stone altar. Alex performed the ritual, chanting the ancient words. The air grew cold, the ground shook, and the whispers turned into screams. A shadowy figure appeared, its eyes glowing with anger. Sophie stepped forward. "Take my memories," she said. "Let the others go." The figure lunged at her, and for a moment, It seemed like all was lost. But then, the symbols on the altar glowed brighter, and the figure let out a deafening roar before disappearing. The island began to fade, the jungle dissolving into mist. The survivors found themselves on a boat, the island nowhere in sight. Back in the real world, the memories of the island began to fade. Alex found a strange symbol in his notebook, but he couldn't remember what it meant. Sarah tried to explain what had happened, but even she couldn't understand it. And Sophie was gone. Her sacrifice had saved them. But as the boat sailed away, one of the survivors thought they heard a faint whisper on the wind. "You'll never leave." But this time, they didn't look back. Back in the safety of their home, Mia and Alex were free. The island was gone. Sophie's sacrifice had worked. They had finally escaped. But sometimes, just as they were about to fall asleep, they would hear it, soft and distant. "You'll never leave." Thank you for reading this story of adventure, courage, and hope. I hope this story inspires you to never give up, even in the face of darkness. Sometimes, the greatest challenges come with valuable lessons that can change our lives forever. Keep chasing your dreams and trust in yourself, no matter what. See you next time, and remember, there's always hope on the other side of the storm.